I have one polynomial divided by another polynomial, and I'd like to find the quotient. Remember, quotient just means the result of division. So I would like to divide these two. To do that, let me rearrange so it's easier for me to divide. I'll put my denominator out here, and I'll put my numerator inside. Now I'm ready to divide. To use long division, there are 4 steps that I can follow. DMSB. I remember them by Does McDonald's Sell Burgers? But really what they stand for is divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. So first I'm going to divide. X squared. How many times does x squared go into x to the 4th? X squared goes into x to the 4th. X squared number of times. So x squared goes up here because x squared times x squared gives me x to the 4th. That's the divide step. Now I'm going to multiply. X squared times x squared is x to the 4th. X squared times 4x is 4x cubed. X squared times 6 is 6x squared. Notice how my powers line up. Next is subtract. I'm going to subtract each of these terms. X to the 4th minus x to the 4th becomes 0, so they cancel out. Negative 2x to the 3rd minus 4x to the 3rd is negative 6x to the 3rd. X squared minus 6x squared this is like a 1, so 1 minus 6 is negative 5x squared. After subtract is B for bring down. I'm going to bring down the next term. Okay, now I'm ready to repeat the process again. I'm going to divide. How many times does x squared go into negative 6x to the 3rd power? Well, it goes in negative 6x times, because negative 6x times x squared is negative 6x cubed. So that was my divide. Now I'm going to multiply. I'm going to multiply this term times each of these terms. Negative 6x times 6x times x squared is negative 6x cubed. Negative 6x times 4x is negative 24x squared. Negative 6x times positive 6 is negative 36x. Now I'm going to subtract. Negative 6x minus negative 6x, those cancel. Negative 5x squared minus negative 24x squared. Remember, this minus and this minus are like a plus, so it's really negative 5x squared plus 24x squared, which becomes positive 19x squared. 5 minus negative 3 again, that's kind of like 5x plus 36x because of the double negative, which makes it plus 41x. Done with subtraction, now I'm going to bring down. Bring down the negative 7. Almost done. Now I repeat again, divide. How many times does x squared divide into 19x squared? It goes in 19 times. 19 times x squared is 19x squared. 19 times 4, 76. So it'll be 76x, and then 19 times 6 is 100. 4. Now I'm done with multiplying. I'm going to subtract. 19, these guys cancel. 41 minus 76. Then the 76 will be negative, so I'll end up with negative 35x. And then I have negative 7 minus 114. So it'll be negative 121. And this is my remainder, because my next step is bring down, but there's nothing left for me to bring down. So this is my remainder. So my final answer can be written as what I have up here, x squared minus 6x plus 19. And to write my remainder, I'm going to add on what I got here. And that remainder will be over my original denominator. So it looks a little bit long, but here's my polynomial result, and here's my remainder. And that's my quotient.